Morning, Helen.
There we go.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
I think he will be. I think he'll do that.
I think you can't.
What do you mean?
It's changing our.
Is it best with shoes or without, or is it quite high impact?
Don't touch these.
But what was that, Heather?
Sorry, is it high impact? Is it best with shoes or trainers?
Did you catch
Hello,
that?
everybody.
Hi,
So
Pete.
we're going to give it another 1 minute or maybe 90 seconds, and then we'll get started. We're going to be doing, the middle of the session is going to be low impact, but your core is going to be killing you, possibly your legs. So it's not high impact. Your like knees and your ankles and your hips are not going to be jumping about, but it will be challenging, hopefully. Right.
I wonder if we need to all mute ourselves.
Yeah, we will do. I think that's
Okay. So you can't hear everything. Can you get some water?
we can share.
She.
Hello, Chris and Jay.
I think
Chris and
they said
Joe.
Chris and Joe.
Yes, Joe. Can't see everyone now because I've got Pete on.
Did you want to change it?
No, leave it as it is.
No, I know that one. No.
Because it's usually set to. Like, what sort of nerding? Oh, so a PE nerd, basically.
It's like a nerd or something.
So everyone getting ring tired. I'm looking.
Okay, troops, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute everybody except Pete. So if you want to ask a question, make sure you unmute yourself.
Right, she's muting us. It's fine.
Cool. Okay, this is odd that I can't hear anybody now, but no worries. So all we're going to do is just finish warming up for those of you that didn't get it all done. Ideally, you'd have all gone for like a walk for 10 minutes or something, or equivalent of, just to get yourselves loose. So just a little bit of wrist rolls. Arm rolls. That's it. So just move your arms in all their planes of direction. A few reaching ups. And a few side sides. Get the rotator cuff nice and awake. And swings in front. And then more demanding all the way around. And in the other directions, and then doing opposite swing one way, swing the other way, and all around we go. And then sometimes going the opposite way can be a bit more difficult. Excellent, looking good. Right, then from the bottom up, going from my ankles, just swirling around some ankle swirls. And then some bend at the knee, bend at the hip, and just some swirl arounds with our knees. And then working further up, just some gentle lead to the sides, gentle lead to the sides, gentle swirl round through our hips. Looking good, troops. Okay, next up, just some gentle and little can kick out, can kick out. So just gentle stretch on your hamstring as you go. Try and keep still in your hips and above. So principle, we're just gonna do a little few heel flicks. Next up, getting more into some hips. All we're going to do is, rather than do a big gate swing, all we're going to do is a little gate swing, little gate swing, little gate swing. Try to keep your upper body still. And eventually we might end up looking like footballers doing their warm up before they play football. So just get a bit of speed in the knee, but keeping the upper body nice and still. And then if you want, we can then, we can now start to swing in the opposite direction, but come out and through, come out and through. Then getting a bit more challenging, you're going to have to find your balance. Okay, you're just going to have a knee come up, a leg go back. If you want to hold on to something, you can. Making sure we're practicing on both legs. Again, we're trying to keep still from our hips up to our top of our shoulders. Then from there, all we're going to do is we're going to go and practice our straight leg swing. So again, doesn't have to be aggressive. Try not to be body swinging through the movement. Just try and hinge at your hip. Keep your upper body still. And just swing through. And then the same. Try and find something to balance with. Just do some leg swings out to the sides as well. Some excellent teaming up work there, looking good, troops. Okay, we're already 5 minutes in, so we'll finish off the last few 4 or 5 minutes of the warming up. So all we're going to do is we're just going to hide our hands in our hip crease, bend at the knee and the hip. So we're just going to hide our hands. Then all we're going to do is we're just going to go knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. So hide hands, knees and toes, knees and toes. The next variation, we're now going to go above heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, above heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. So really hinging at that hip as you go through the movement. Looking really good, troops. Okay, next challenge. We'll go back to the upper body. We'll go for our IYTs. So we're just going to go I into a Y, into a T, back into I, into a Y, into a T. That's really good. Now we're going to combine it with hide hands in hips. And rather than go knees and toes, we're going to stay at knees. We're going to go I, Y, T, I, Y, T. Looking good, troops. We're going to get more advanced. We're going to go I, Y, T. We're going to create a W and back to I. So T, W, back to I. Looking good, troops. And then hinge at the hip. I, Y, T, W, I, YT, WI. That's good. A few more reps. Nice one, troops. Right. Okay, next up, we're going to be in our all fours plank. Okay, once we're in our plank position on straight arms, let's adjust here a bit. So we're going to be in our plank position with straight arms. All we're going to do is we're going to ensure that our shoulders are pulled down towards our ankles. And then from here, we're just going to do that retraction, protraction. So we're just going to feel the shoulder blades pull together down towards the hips and then pull the shoulder blades apart around the rib cage. So we're just going to do that protraction, retraction work with our upper body. That's good. So create that nice long kinetic chain. Work off your knees if your body. So for the rest of this session, if you need in the plank work to have your knees down, either one knee or both knee, feel free to do so. But we're looking to develop that. If you want, just kneel, standing up, kneel, and just finish that. Feel that protraction, retraction. So you're keeping your ribs still, and you're just gliding in and out through the rotator cuff, just gliding the shoulder down onto the scapula and down onto the rib cage and just gliding through that motion. Okay, so then what we're going to do is while we're down in the plank, we'll just do a quick Spider-Man. So we're just going to have one leg lunge forwards in front of the other. Big, nice lunge forwards. All we're going to do is we're just going to drop the elbow down towards the floor slightly, weight the groin up, then reach up, some downs and reaches up. So we're going to be in that one long lunge position. Now we're going to swap over. Again, hands wide either side of our lunge position. We're just going to thread the other arm underneath that front knee and then reach up and behind us. So just thread through, reaching up and behind us. And then making sure that we're practicing on both legs. Okay, next up, we're going to go for a little bit more standing. So we're going to be standing up again. All we're going to just do is get a little bit of calf pump going. So it's just going to be a case of elevate up onto toes, down we come, elevate up, down we come. If you're feeling super strong, you can see if you can calf pump with one foot rather than both, using your arms for balance. Okay, next challenge, we're going to do our mowers. So rather than doing our traveling feed the chickens, all we're going to do is we're just going to do that, hide the hands in the hip crease, and all we're going to do is we're just going to do some lawn mower. So we're just going to feel ourselves swing the arms, come down, bend at the knee and the hip, swing the arms through. We'll do this for 10 reps. So we're sort of thinking of how our quarter slide rowing is going to work while we do that movement. That's good. So really getting that feeling of those arms reaching out to the sides and then coming out and through again. Okay, so our next challenge, without the arm swing, we're going to apply the same principle, but now on one leg. I'm going to start on my less balanced leg. We're going to come down and come back up. So at the moment, I'm bare feet without weightlifting shoes. So for me, this is my most challenging movement. We're going to try and not round our back. We're going to try and keep that spine neutral, hinge at the hip, reach down. If your foot shuffles around, don't worry, but find that center. After 3 or 4 attempts on one leg, swapping over. So you may find that your standing leg stays straight. You may find that you have that little knees and toe, that little hide your hands in your hips, bend in your leg. Either is good. Practicing on both legs. And then our progression, we're going to try and come down into the bottom. Do our lawnmower and come back out. Okay, our next challenge, we're going to try and progress into a hip aeroplane. So we're going to come down into our bottom position. We're going to see if we can open up our arms, and then we want to try and have our hips and our hands move like the barrel of an aeroplane fuselage. So our arms and our hips all become one aeroplane barrel fuselage, and they're locked together. So when one hand goes down and the other hand goes up, the hips are going to be aligned with those arms. It's going to be very difficult to start with, especially the lower your head is to the ground. So we're trying to find that balance and stability with all of these right angles being held in place. So we've got all these different right angles through our body, finding where the hip aeroplanes come out. You may find that bringing one hand and elevated hip down to the ground is harder than the other. That's partly due to anatomy. That's partly also where we're needing to get the femoral head, the top of the femur, into the hip socket. We need to try and imagine that we're going to try and paint the top of that femur bone, that ball and socket, with as much paint as possible, and the paint is inside the hip joint. So we need to try and paint as much of all sides of that top head of that femur bone as possible to try and get that mobility into that hip, because that's going to help us in A, rowing the boat faster, but B, in 20 minutes time, when you're all saying to me, why are we doing this horrible time under tension work? So the rest of this session, we'll do a bit of pulse to finish off. And once we've done the pulsing movements, then we'll do the time under tension movement. So all we're going to do is, to be scientific, eccentric quasi-isometric training. All that means is we're doing loads of negatives and isometrics. We're going to take lots of time using our body weight to move in a direction, and then we're going to mix in adding isometric holds and pauses through the movement. So we'll do a bit of isos, then we'll do some pulsing, then we'll get the negatives happening. So just for your finishing off, we've done the hamstring lengthening, loosening up the pelvis and the hip girdle, which is most important in our warm up for rowing or anything else. The other thing to do, once we've done that activate and mobilize, we need to also switch on our core. So most importantly, either on your knees or on your straightened leg, let's just get some side plank holds in for another 30 seconds. So starting in 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds, side plank hold. Remembering that the side planks are super beneficial because they help our back as well as switch our core on. So again, if you have to have feet and knees on the ground, so be it, but enjoying the boredom of the side plank for 30 seconds. So in 4, 3, 2, 1, quickly switching over. Up we go again on the other side. So we'll do 2 sets of 30 seconds, followed by another 2 sets, 2 repeats of 30 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, switching back. We're going to do 2 minutes in total, so we're halfway through. Back to the side plank. If you wish to be making them more difficult with movements of arms or legs, you can. Four, 3, 2, 1, and switching. Last 30 seconds. Four, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we'll get into our pulsing work. So all that's going to happen on the pulsing, we're just going to find, rather than say if I'm squatting, rather than at the top or at the very, very, very bottom of the squat, all I'm going to do is I'm going to find somewhere halfway, quarter, 3/4 of the way through the movement. I'm just going to come down and I'm just going to do little pulse movements. And we're just going to pulse, take a breath, get back into your bilateral double foot squat, pulsing away. The more warm you are, the lower you can be doing your pulse. So if you're not quite warmed up, you're probably going to be pulsing at half squat. The more warmth you've got, the lower we can be into our pulsing work. So remember, we're not doing a bounce stretch, we're doing a pulse. We shouldn't be stretching the muscle at its longest length across the joint when we're pulsing. There should be lots of give in that muscle length, muscle fiber length when we do the pulse. Okay, looking good. So our next challenge, we're just going to go back to our side on again. We're going to go to our deadlift and hip hinge. And all we're going to do is we're just going to pulse through that quarter slide rowing. So we're just going to go into that deadlift position, just down and through, pulsing through. Looking good, troops. Our next challenge, we're going to go into our split squat. So 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. You're either towards the top of the squat or somewhere towards the bottom of the squat. Again, we're just going to pulse through a fraction of the full range of motion. And then eventually the idea is that we get in condition where we can be in pulsing at the bottom and then swap plyometrically doing feet swaps. And that's eventually where we're looking to get to in terms of our development work. So remember, learn to walk before you run. Get used to pulsing up high in your various forms of squats and lunges. From highs, you can do swap overs. And then eventually we get down lows. And you can end up doing pulses into plyometrics right down at the end range of the movement, which is much more challenging. Woo, breathing. Okay, so if you've got an object to hold to add some more load, feel free to do so. The same principles will apply with our upper body in time. So you can do things like you can be into your plank and your press up, for example, and you could just do a little arm bend and just pulse at the top of the movement. Same with the pulling. If you've got a resistance band, you could be doing your pulse pulls just through part range of the motion rather than going through the full range. But we're now going to try and get full range of motion happening. And this full range of motion is going to be combining negatives. So we're going to really, really slowly move through the movements. And then we're going to introduce holding body positions at different points in that either downward or upward movement. So we'll start with our quarter slide rowing. What we're going to do is with a hinge, again, hide our hands in our hips. We're just going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay down there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and up we come. Same again. Really feel yourself use your butt muscles. So 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come. If you want to get more challenging, single foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come. And again. Four, 3, 2, 1. I swap legs. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go again. Eight, 9, 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. And back to the other leg. If you want both legs going down or you need to breathe more, you need to catch your breath. 1, 2. And then just balance on one foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you want to go down with both feet, you can. Ready? 8, 9, 10. Balance just on one foot once from your 10-second into that count of 5. Again, I'm going down both feet. Eight, 9, 10. Just now one foot at the bottom. 2, 1. Up we come. Do a few more. If you want to keep going down on single leg, you're welcome. I'm being kind to myself and just doing double foot down, single foot at the bottom. Again, trying to keep that back straight. Okay, well done, troops. So we're going to apply the same principles now on the squat. So we'll come down, both feet, rather than hinge forwards, chest stays up, bend at the knee and the hip, chest stays up, At this point, at the top of that squat, make sure you're going to open up your groin. Open up your groin, comedy value style, to squat effectively. Open up the groin, coming down for a count of 8, 9 or 10. Then we're going to come back up. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Up we come again. It's going to get more difficult. We'll stay here for the moment. And out we come. We'll do one more. That's good. So again, remember with our squatting, we're looking to have that flat feet. Open up the groin, keep the feet flat, grip and whip the floor with the feet. And then we're going down into that squat. How close your feet are to start with depends on how your anatomy of your hips are going to work. So same principles as the quarter slide in our full slide squat. All we're going to do is we're going to get down to the bottom there, and then we're just going to pause and hold. If you want, lift one foot up once you're at the bottom. So ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come again. Death by negatives. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come again. We'll go for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time, really challenge yourself in the next two. Try and lift either a heel or some toes on one foot at the bottom. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come. Other foot, ready. 1, 2, 3, 8, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up we come. So I found one leg easier than the other. At this point, we'll give our legs a rest. We're going to come back to them. We'll go to the arms. So we're going to go to the drop down on the eccentric press up. So we're going to do negatives on the press up. Have one knee on the floor if you need it. Only put both knees on the floor if you really, really can't do this with one knee on the floor. If you can have your legs straight, please have your legs straight. So again, we should be in that good protractions, retractions, strong setting of our shoulders. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up we come. Ready? 1, 6, 7, 8. Up we come. And again. And up we come. Last one. Ready? And up we come. So remember, try and keep yourself strong. What's going to be tempting is for your trunk, your lower, your lumbar spine, your core to go anterior. So that is going to be a temptation where you end up going chicken back. You must, on your press up, try and maintain a little bit of posterior tilt in your lower back to keep your core strong and engaged. So don't go anterior and lose your core strength. You must have just a little, we're staying neutral, we're not going to slump, but we're going to have just that little posterior tilt, hips forwards, belly button close to ribs, belly button close to ribs, long kinetic chain to help us through the movement. So we'll get more challenging. As we go down, we're going to do a pause halfway through. So we'll try and get at least 4 reps. We might get 6 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. What count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count 1, 2, 3, 4 the rest of the way down. So halfway down, count to 5. Halfway then the rest of the way down to finish. Okay, troops. So ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Up we come. 3 reps, 3 to go. So ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come. Okay, and ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we should be sweating, we should be suffering, but the eccentric training is going to make us strong and injury free. We'll go back to the squat. If you don't, we're going up in levels. If you want to stay on levels, level 1 and 2, that's great. Difficulty wise, if you want to go up to level 3, we can do our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and lower ourselves as much as possible with a single foot squat before we then put the other foot on the ground. Alternatively, if you wish to, you could try some staggered feet to keep both feet together. Try 1 foot forward slightly, 1 foot back a little, go down through the movement, just with a minor, and I'm talking about 1 foot, just a little bit forward, the other foot just a little bit back. So not like that, not a lunge, but create your squat pattern with just a little asymmetry of your feet through the movement. So either with a slightly offset staggered footing, double leg squat, or switching to single leg as far down as you can get. Ready, 1, and 8, up we come. Ready again, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, up we come. And again. And up we come. If you're single legging, you can put your foot forwards, out to the side or behind you. Last one, ready, 1. Or yep, you can go on to here. And up we come. 4 reps down, 4 to go. Swapping feet if you want a single. Ready, 1. Up we come. Looking good, troops, again. And again, up we come. Down we're going. Up we come. Last rep number 8, here we go. Well done, troops. Okay, the legs are going to be stronger than the arms. So we're going to go back to same principles we did on the press up, but we're going to do that halfway house isometric hold. So we're going to pause halfway down. So ready? I'm going to bug out a bit and go back to double leg. So count of 8, divided into 2, 4, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, out we come. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, up we come. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, up we come. Another one for luck, ready. If actually goes, let's go for 5. 2 to go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up we come. Rep 5. Here we go, troops. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Seeing your knees not in the way of your toes when you look down, but seeing your feet inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and coming up again. So if we look down, when we're in that isometric hold halfway down, and we see that we cannot see our toes when we look down because our knees are in the way, we are not in the correct squat position. That, where I cannot see my toes, means that I'm not squatting correctly. If I come down, I open up, I externally rotate the hip, I put torque into the hip and the groin, load the adductors and the glutes as I come down. As I go down, in the second half of the movement, I will see my feet if I look down. So, without me in there to coach you in person, that's the method of coach yourself on your squat. We're doing that grip and rip the floor, hip torque through the movement, and are we seeing, if we do a cheeky little look down that we don't normally do, as we come down, right from the initial bend of the knee and the hip, you should have toes, you should be able to see your toes all the way through to the bottom of the movement. Right, we are already 39 minutes into our suffering, 20 minutes to go, troops. Back to the press up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the bottom. Have a drink if you need it. Obviously not too big a drink, or you might feel the need to bark. Okay, troops. So ready, steady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up we come. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up we come. Remember, strong core, posterior tilt of the pelvis. Last one, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Drive up. Good. Catch your breath, troops. So again, you try to resist the temptation to put both knees down if you can. If you have to put both knees down, try and get to at least that last 4th rep before we then push up and away to finish it off. Okay, we're going to superset, we're going to bomb the press up again, but this time we're going to go down for a count of 8 continuously. We're going to count to 3 at the bottom, and we're going to come back up. So the difficulty is going to be harder at the bottom, but we won't hold for 5, we'll hold for 3. So again, we've got 4 reps, straight down, then count for 3 at the bottom. Ready? Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 1. Push. 3 to go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 1. Push it away. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 1. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 1. And push, push, push. Looking good, troops. Okay, We're going to go back to standing. So back into standing. We're going to do our lunge, but this time rather than lunging straight forwards and backwards, we're going to do our lateral lunge. So our lateral lunge, you may have to go side on to have enough room, depending on how your floor layout is, but we're going to go out to the side. We're going to go back and try and sit behind us as we're going sideways. So we're going to squat, but we're going to squat out to the side with one leg straight. So just practice the movement at normal speed to help you memorize. If you wish, let your hips land on the sofa or a chair. Or it's probably going to need to be a sofa for the length of the landing area you need. So let your hips land on a sofa or a chair. So we're going to target 5 reps per legs. We're going to try and go for a 6-second negative. If you find after 3 seconds you've already got to the end, so some of you will find that you're going to end up being 1, 2, 3. If you do that, come back to another 1, 2, 3. If you can go negative, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out we come. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more for luck. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then moving in the other direction. And 1, 2, and 6. And 1, and 6. And 1, and 6. And 1, and 1. And here we go again. 1. And looking good, troops. Back to the first leg. Superset again. Ready? 1, and 6. And 1, and 6. And 1, and 1. And here we go. 1. And switching legs. Here we go. Last of them. Ready? 1. And again. And 1. 6. And 1. 2 more. Ready? And 1. 5, 6. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done, troops. Okay. 46 minutes. 6 minutes of suffering to go. We're going to think back to that pulse we did earlier, but this time under tension. So we're going to have 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Okay. We're going to try and pop down. If you wish, rather than do a split squat, you're going to reverse lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try and reach the arms up through the movement. So either split squat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or reverse lunge. Ready? 8 reps. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going through. That's good. 3 to go. That's good. 2 to go. That's good. 1 to go. Good. Right. Let's get the other hip burning as well. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Good. 1. Good. Now number 4. Ready? 1, 5, 6. So we come again halfway through. Number 5. 1. And up we come. Number 6 for 1, 2, 5, and 6. Up we come. Ready? 1, 4, 5, 6. Up we come. 2 to go. Ready? 1, 5, 6. If you wish to swap legs for the last one, you can. Last one now. 6 seconds down. 6 seconds up. Okay, we're going to be finishing off. We'll do some plank holds, and then after some planks, we'll just do one more set of squats to call it a session. So there'll be 5 minutes of Q&A for the end where we can all unmute and have a chat. Side planks again 30-second holds. Ready? Off we go. So 30 seconds. Holding the side plank. Again, try and work up to straight legs now if you can. It's good. This is targeting 30 seconds. If you don't last 30, it's no stress, but we're going to try and get there. Eventually, we're trying to get to 1 minute. Ready? 4, 3, 1, and swapping over. Two, 1, and no, sorry, I came too early. And 5, 4, and swapping over. 30 seconds. Back on the first side. Ten seconds. And swap. 30 seconds to go. Good. Well done, troops. We've got 8 minutes of our session to go. So we're going to finish off with some squats. One more set of negative on our squatting. So both feet together, unless you're going into a single leg pistol squat. We're going 8 seconds down. Hold at the bottom for 3 to 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out we come. And 1, 6, 7, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out we come again. Ready? 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up we come. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up we come. And 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Free to go. Try and resist. Resting your arms on your legs at the bottom. Ready. 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to pulse on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can. Ready. Free to go. 1, 6, 7, 8. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 to go. Ready. 1. 7, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, troops. That's got us to 54 minutes in. If you wish, you can unmute your microphones. Right. So, what you have for the rest of the week ahead, we can use. Where are we? Basically, you all have a document, a flexibility guide document that guides you through the flexibility exercises that are a starting point for everybody. Annoyingly, where I thought I'd put them, I haven't got them. But at the end of that flexibility document, there's a list of stretches for which we haven't got photos to go with the actual movements, whereas all of the preceding flexibility movements I've got a picture of me demonstrating him. So at some point next week, I'm going to make sure we cover how to do all of the actual movements that are listed where it's text only and there's no actual pictures to go with it. So we'll end up with a video of how to do things like the pigeons, the downward dogs, the zipper stretch, squatting with hammies, all of these other ones that we've not really got pictures of. So we're going to fit that in next week. One of the things to bear in mind is when we're doing, what we've done is we've basically replaced barbells loaded with half our body weight, whatever, when we're squatting, with just body weight and using negatives to try and create the pump, as it were, and try and get the hypertrophy and the strength happening and the neuromuscular control and all that good sciencey stuff. So going forwards, if you wish, you can add in things like when we're doing our quarter slide negatives, for example, 5 kilo bag of rice, and we could be doing 1, 2, 3, 4s, and we could be getting our negatives happening with our load. Same as when we're squatting, we could do our Zercher hold with our object, whatever it is. And if you wish to add even more burn, then we can obviously have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whilst we've got some form of loading going into the movement. So that feels less than 5k, but it's 5k, I must be getting strong. So we've got those options. We've also got, if you prefer, you can get your rucksacks, and we can add in rucksacks for loading. If you wish to be super clever, you could be loading with rucksacks front and back for body balance. If you wish to hold something to make your life easier, again, feel free to do so. So you can be creating your
Counterbalance, if you find it easier to squat with a straight arm to help you with your counterbalance, feel free to do it. If you want your counterbalance to be more difficult, obviously you've got more difficult overhead holds throughout the movements we're throwing at you. Other bits and bobs that are useful, you can't really get anything on the internet at the moment because everybody's bought all of the current stock in warehouses of fitness equipment, but the yoga block can be quite helpful. We've got loads of resistance bands at the club, but they're at the club. They can be quite useful as well. Lots of you were doing some absolutely brilliant warming up work before I logged in and we started. So that was all excellent. But coming back to the flexibility side of things, again, the idea is that we do a really good warm up, mobilize, activate core. We get our loading done like we've done today. And then the idea is that if you want to loosen up, you're just going to do back stretches. So angry cat, sad cat, meow, moo cow, all of that sort of good stuff, and foam rollering or lacrosse ball tissue release, and try and leave it at least 2 hours, if not 3 hours, 4 hours before you do your deep tissue flexibility work. So don't sort of go to town on your hammies, your glutes, your quads, your back muscle, your big muscles in the upper back and shoulders. Try and leave it X hours before you then do your flexibility hit, because the theory, at least the idea is that we retain more of the strength gain if we don't immediately lengthen the tissues after we've just put all of our loading into them. So the idea is that we do loading and then we let the stimulus settle in before we finish off. If we need to, if you're not hypermobile, if you're hypomobile, then get that much needed flexibility in later in the day. So getting a bedtime flexibility routine in is a really good way forward. The other thing on that note, if you like to do, with us being stuck at home, if you like to be doing your yoga Pilates early in the morning, because most rowers don't have a yogic or a Pilates anatomy in terms of that sort of bamboo-like spine, then try and at least get a walk, try and go for a walk for 10 minutes or do some laps up and down your stairs and try and get the fluid out the spine, etc., and try and get the body ready for some really sort of deep, aggressive early morning yoga Pilates, if that's what you like to do. So again, rowers are generally strength endurance animals, so just be mindful of how you prepare your body if you're going to do the early morning yoga Pilates routines. Right, I'm going to shut up. Anybody got questions, feedback, ideas, comments?
Where's the document?
I spoke to Helen earlier in the week and we knew this question was going to come up. If in the, again, and I don't know how to do this on an Apple phone because I tried on Jane's Apple phone and I have no idea how to work an Apple phone, but on a computer or an Android device, if you go to the club planner, from planner you click on MKRC training. From training there's a spreadsheet and at the bottom there's lots of tabs. In the long list of tabs, you've got various things. You've got the MMCBABS. That's the core work that you do on the floor mat. So that's a mat work one I typed up for you, but there's no picture of that one. To get to the pictures document, you go to the tab for coaching 2019. In there, there's a document which in bold, in blue or red, there'll be a link and you click on that link and it will say mobility and flexibility for rowing by Coach P. So click on that, hover your mouse or your fingertip over that big bolded link, click on the link, a PDF will arise that links through to Google Documents. And then if you can, whoever finds it, email the rest of the club saying, this is the link to the direct PDF for people who can't navigate through the list of tabs. Or you've got the comment section here in this Zoom meeting, so you can literally copy paste links into this Zoom meeting, so you can all, while you're at your computer, make sure you can all get to the documentation. So if you want, you can now, if you want, have an admin meeting amongst yourselves and try and figure it all out.
Might try and find the document and email it out when I get the video uploaded.
Yeah, that's right.
Did anybody feel that the session could have been either have more aggression in and be more gentle, or more progression and more brutal, or did anyone feel that the balance was too heavy, too hard, too light?
I think it built up. So it started off gentle and then was pretty brutal towards the end. So I thought that was a good balance.
It's something we wouldn't necessarily do on our own as well, like the slower stuff. Like we can all do CV stuff on our own. But I wouldn't necessarily do work like that on my own and stick to it as well as you do if you're doing it with a group.
Yeah, that's why we only do this one in person, because I've tried for 20 years to see if people can do it on their own at home, and I can't, and no one else can. That's just life, yeah. Right, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Good fun. I'll try and add a bit of variability into next weekend, and I'll speak to Karen and Helen as and where we're doing our next time and place.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Pete.
I really enjoyed that, guys. Have a splendid weekend.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Cheers.
Everyone.